20s or 22s.
Look at that. There we go. Hey, guys.
Hey, we gotta get you in.
Oh, okay, beta.
Or maybe we can put it a little further so you
Further or
fit
something.
in.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, alrighty. Hey, this is Vinney Chopra. I've got great personalities right here at my home. I'm humbled. They're here. Shaan Puri, the icon, the media specialist.
Yes.
You hear him all the time and just getting huge followings. I'm so proud of this man. Really, again, he's my wife's first cousin, nephew, and my nephew too then automatically. And then Jay is amazing icon with the Shift company right there. Yeah. And the fitness, guru, I should say. And the mentor and also the coach, and we just kind of having fun. That's all.
The conversation was so good. He's like, I gotta record it.
I know, we gotta record it.
We'll do it.
It's juicy. I woke up today and said I want to have a yummy day, and look what showed up.
Oh my gosh, look at that. The bullet coffee. I mean, when you said that, I said, you know what? Mario always talks about Mario, man, this is for you. He says, I have bullet coffee. I said, what's bullet coffee? I didn't know about it. He says, I put a big tablespoon or something of ghee, real ghee.
Right.
Pure ghee. And that's what you said, yeah.
It's delicious. And
So tell us more about the reasons why you like bullet coffee.
I love it because one is delicious.
Yeah.
And I'm all about experiences. So even down to my coffee, I imagine like, okay, what do I want my day to go like?
Yeah.
I step up in the morning, I sit at the edge of my bed, and I imagine the events of my day going my way, and coffee is part of it. Simple, and it's easy, and it's delicious. Plus, you get that nice little kind of nootropic effect.
I love it. I love it. I
acetylcholine
get up early
produced.
morning.
What is your kind of morning routine? What's a typical morning?
Yeah.
for you?
I'm
My
curious about
morning
that.
routine, to be truthful, when I was very old, I'm getting younger every year, by the way.
So when you were old,
When I was old, I'll be 70 next year, right? Kanchi says, no, you're only 68. I said, no, I'm 70 right
Compared
now.
to the
I want to be
101 though, that's a
75,
great
just
range,
talking like this.
Yeah.
So, no, I used to get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. Shaan, I get up at 4:45. Without any alarm, without anything, even if I sleep at 11:30 at night time, my clock cuts
Can
up.
you do that?
no.
I'm aiming for 5 a.m., but I still can't.
Well,
Today I
think
got up at
probably-
4:13,
You-
4:11.
You probably woke up like that so often that just became your. Then you don't need the alarm.
No,
But
I
there's
don't.
also this other insight that we need to look at, right? Because you get to this point where you're so excited about the day.
Yeah.
Which I think is you.
And I think that's what you're
I
doing.
think
So,
There's a level of physical and there's that level of like that
you said
knowing
it.
that,
I
yeah.
think maybe you hit the nail on the head. I'm
so
just so
pumped.
excited
Yeah.
that what I'm going to accomplish this
Yeah.
next day,
Yeah.
which is going to unfold, right? And by
Versus-
having that miracle morning, right? With
I like that.
Elrod book, I talk about it, Miracle Equation, Miracle Morning. He's a buddy from the Go Abundance. I used to belong to that club and so forth. So I learned from them. What's in the morning is how you set the routine for the day.
And so, what is the routine? So, wake up 4-ish,
Wake up
4:30-ish.
4:30ish, and of course come out here far away from my wife. She's sleeping right over there. Lovely, we can do it now in this big home. So I come out with her, and I just totally get focused into listening and chanting the Indian songs, which are bhajans.
Yes.
We call them bhajans.
So you play something. You play it on your phone. Or?
on your my Ghana.com.
Okay.
Ghana.com.
So you go there. You play the same one every day, or don't?
No, many different ones.
Different ones.
Different ones.
And you listen to it,
Listen
or you
to
actually
it.
chant? Because
I
know some
chant
people
also
chant.
along with it. Yeah, I do chant along with it, and then mostly listen.
And are you trying to think about something, or
I'm just actually looking about my life and paying gratitude.
Wonderful.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I give gratitude in the morning to my mom, dad who passed away, to my brothers, sisters, everybody, right, who brought me, my grandparents, and then ancestors. And then I really spend a lot of good time thinking about my clients and my team members, my company people, my vice presidents, and all of them.
and so
He's doing
people,
Imaginal Act.
people say gratitude is like a kind of superpower, and practicing gratitude, being grateful.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody ever tells you how to do it or what to do. So what do you actually do? Let's say I wanted to tomorrow follow this model. I wanted to be grateful. Okay, I close my eyes. What does that actually mean? What do you actually think about or how do you actually tap into it? Are you thinking about a memory? Are you thinking about the future? Are you imagining their face? What actually do you do in your brain? Because there's probably people, myself included, I was never taught this in school, so you don't know. What is the actual method? So what do you do when you sit there?
Essentially, I'm a more visual person. So actually, when I go to my upstairs elliptical, my yoga room, and we have pictures of my dad, mom, and Kanchan's, my wife's mom and dad. So I pass them, I see them physically. I also have my grandparents, right there, picture and all that. So that is something visual. I think about them. Then I also think about people in my company, right? Who I met yesterday even. I don't remember too many things negative, even positive, very few things I remember. My brain is always empty. I tell that to Kanchan.
So, what does that mean? My brain is empty. What does that mean?
Empty means like I'm not thoughtless.
Yeah.
I'm totally thoughtless.
Yeah.
Nothing bothers me, things like that. But I just negative things never bother me, first of all. And I just drop them because I say it happened. I can't change 30 seconds back. So why to carry that with me?
Right.
And
so is that like when you were a kid you were that way, or no, that's something that you developed later?
I think I developed it, Shaan. Yeah, I developed it because people tell me, a lot of people say, well, you were 22 years in India. Can you write a book about it? I can't, because I have very less thoughts of my growing up and things like that.
I actually love that.
But goal setting, my friends from engineering school tell me, Vinney, you are a very focused person, you're a very hard worker, studious person, and goal setter. That's all I know. I did top in the education at several levels. At the junior high school level, I got merit scholarship and things like that. So my government paid for my whole tuition for 5 years, things like that.
Cool.
But I think it just transformed me here when I came to USA by reading the books.
Did you meet somebody and you were like, hey, I want to be the way you are, or did you see something on TV? Like, what was the trigger? Do you even remember, or not really? Like why pick up that book?
Good.
How did you even know about the book?
I'm so glad you said it, Shaan.
You're
taking me back, man. 44, 45
Because I want to know the origin. Like in any superhero movie, if you watch Spider-Man, it comes out every 5 years, same movie. The start of every Spider-Man movie is the same. The guy's a normal kid. He's a geeky guy in high school. He gets bit by the spider, the venom gets in him. That's how he becomes Spider-Man. Batman, same thing. They always show the origin of the superhero, right? Yeah. So that's what I kind of want to know is like, what was the spider that bit you?
Oh my gosh, the spider that bit me. Let me go back. I do know that I was mentioning it to Jay, that I came from India, thick accent, people couldn't understand me and everything. But I didn't know where the next tuition is going to come. My uncle paid for first. And my friend said, you want to sell books door to door, encyclopedias and all that. I said, okay, let me do it, I'll go. So the company gave me 7 books. I remember that. The Greatest Salesman in the World, The Magic of Thinking Big, Dale Carnegie's book.
So that was your product?
That was the product.
Thinking
No, that was not. No, that was the motivation.
Oh, that was the training.
That was the training to get started into this sales career. So I think those books, if I can really get that injection, which just started very good, and that we were asked to read them and then share your thoughts in the regional meetings and all that.
Right.
So that's probably what got me started.
Right. And then so that gets you kind of you get the bug. You start going. And I know for me, like I don't know if you know this, but I got those books at your house. So we used to go to Danville.
What?
I remember in the bathroom you guys have near the living room.
Yeah.
You used to have the How to Win Friends and Influence People
Yes,
book there. There's 2 books. That was one of them. The other one was Tuesdays with Maury or something like that.
Yeah.
So I used to go to the bathroom and I would read both those books.
Yes.
And then
I love that.
I remember also your office. You had like hundreds of books. Tony Robbins was there. That's when I went to Tony Robbins. That's how I got. So you without even trying, just by having the books, that's how I got curious and got into it. I don't know if you know that.
Oh my God.
So thank you for
Zig
that.
Ziglars and Tom Hopkins and Jim Rohns and all these great people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And so I remember asking you, do you ever go to the seminar? I'm thinking about going to Tony Robbins. You said I went 30 years ago in Hawaii or something you said. Is that part of your kind of formula to go to these events or to immerse yourself or something?
You're right about it. I've been to few of them. And I remember, I want to say that as a tribute to Zig Ziglar, we are recording it today, that at 76, I saw Zig Ziglar have the energy more than even 42-year-old motivator on the stage.
Right.
Literally, So, no, you're right. I think I've been a product of all this positive thinking and, perseverance and everything, all that through these mentors. Some know me, some don't know me, but their books and podcasts and things and going to live webinars and so forth. Shows has helped me. It really has. Really. But the biggest thing I would like to say, and Shaan, you say that too, is that you don't read the whole book. Me too. I've never completed a book, by the way. Maybe some I have read later on because I like them, but I usually try to say, okay, one or two things I can implement in my life.
Yeah.
So that's a huge part of it,
Yeah, and I think that's crucial because you get a little bit, and then we talk about it, go experience that.
Yeah.
And then that drives you to the next chapter. Or it doesn't, not important, but you trust that process of like the experience, right?
Yeah.
Like, so take like reading and cramming the whole book and then trying to go live it out versus like one little kind of PowerPoint and then let's see if I can apply this to it. Because I want to really experience this.
I love that.
It's interesting how you'll fall into those with just randomness. Like you were in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then you got Dale Carnegie with the book?
Dale Carnegie, yeah.
You see?
Wow.
I didn't have those books in my house.
We had a different kind of book.
Yeah. I kind of hid the things I went after because it wasn't really like I grew up in a military family, so it was all about like this kind of authority and sticking to time. Right, that's why I'm big on time. Get off the time, focus on timing. Right, and so we had this kind of like almost boot camp, which was very pivotal for me in the way I am. It's like it's kept me kind of give me structural integrity to what I do. But it also made me very rigid. It had to be this way, and then it would bother me or whatever. So I slowly started to expand myself and get into some of these books, right? First one was like really the one I could remember was Awaken the Giant Within.
Awaken the Giant Within. Oh, that's
we talked about this on the way here, and it was my story, but in a different character. It was Tony Robbins. Right? Oh my gosh, I'm literally living this, so I can make. And he was in a way showing me what was possible and giving me some leadership in a direction I know I wanted to move, but didn't have the certainty. Didn't have the certainty yet. Still very young. Right? So that's awesome. You place a book in the bathroom, unconscious or conscious. You know somebody's gonna pick it up, right? And we leave these little breadcrumb trails. Everybody does it. It's amazing.
So one thing I struggle with is I eat this stuff up. I love the kind of self-help, kind of building yourself up, changing your mindset so that you're resilient, so that you're excited. And then when I work with people or even just in my own family, I'll be around somebody or it'll be like, my wife or it'll be, my niece or my sister or my mom, whoever. Sure. They'll have a moment where they kind of have like what I'll call like the normal reaction to things. Something bad happens. Oh, it's bad. This sucks. Or they've tried something, they fail, they get discouraged, or they get stressed or frustrated. A lot of the things that I don't really see you getting very often, right? Those negative emotions. And so one thing I always, you gotta like think this way, think different. I try to I think I'm trying to teach it, but in many ways I'm very impatient because I'm like, gosh, why are you being like that? Just be this way, And so it's, but I never really felt. I guess my question is, how do you deal with that, right? Because you have kids that are older, so I can only imagine if my kids are older and your kids are very different than you. They don't have the same sort of ultra positive mindset that you have.
Totally.
And so you work with people. You have kids. You have wife. You have brothers, sisters.
Yes.
What's your attitude towards that? Is it I want them to be this way, or I don't care how they are, or how do you think about it?
Oh no, I want to move everybody into positivity, because the thing is, see, in our life, if you really look at the whole metaphor, right? I believe in law of abundance, of course. I believe in law of attraction, and then law of positivity. Because the thing is, if you're not positive, then you're negative. So your brain just can capture so much space. But if you keep those negative thoughts and more negative and more negative and more negative, you won't have room to put positive into it. So it's a training of the brain. It's the training of the mind, but you got to make a decision. Decision is the right word. That I want to really be a little bit positive, incrementally, right? Incrementally. I've seen culture. My wife, we've been married 41 years now, and I've seen her. She's changed 1,000%. She's more positive than me. She actually told me to write this book, by the way. Literally, I wrote my first book, Amazon's top seller on the, syndication book.
So cool.
She says, you know what, that's a limited audience book, Vinney. I married you for 39 years. That was the time then. And she says, you need to write. I've never seen a more positive guy. And we've been married. I started writing this book next day.
Right.
Literally. And it's not the book I want. So I'm doing a revised edition. It's Amazon top seller now, but I'm adding it to make it even thicker, because there's so much more I want to put in. Anyway, I don't want to promote this, guys. I'm just saying that. But the thing is, one has to make a decision. When he's a salesman at heart.
It's automatic.
It's so natural, But the thing is, what you're saying is so right, Shaan. One has to make a decision. Because I think nothing changes you externally. Everything changes you internally.
Right.
That's it.
So I agree with you. So what I'm asking is more like, you believe that, and I can tell you believe that to your core, just like I do.
Right.
So what happens? What is your reaction when if people around you don't also think and act that way? What's your reaction, or how do you handle those situations?
Slowly.
Okay.
Slowly. I'll have patience. Yes. That's what I would like to say, because they cannot change overnight. See, the habits, the thinking patterns and everything, it has taken so long to be in that frame, because gut feeling wise, it's the computer, right? Our subconscious is a computer. It doesn't know from good from the bad. And that's what happens when people are reacting a certain way, because their brain goes right away to the negative. And then they start going into a spiral, and more, we call it bounce back time, right? So the key thing is, you say, you know what, I see what you're saying, but let's look at a little positive spin. Maybe there is something positive. And one of the best positive spin you can ever have is, it happened. It has already happened.
Right, it's all.
Accept it. The sooner you and I and everybody will accept it, and now let's find a solution.
So it is. We talk about. We've been. Me and him go back and forth as far as what we're encouraging and experiencing. Right?
Yes.
It's just remembering that in the moment versus trying to think it. Right. So then once I figured out thinking it once, now I continue to live from it. Right. So if I fall off the beam, that's okay. But I'm going to continue to dare to assume this about my significant other, my sister, my brother.
Yeah.
Right. So it's less about trying to operate within it and make the right move, and just continue to make it about what you want.
Yeah.
Right? Because what we find out, myself included, is we still do have these reactions.
Yes.
But how we're reacting to the reaction has changed. So I moved from thinking to living from, and it hacks all of that. So now I have the patience because I'm in that state. Right. Now I have the fortitude, the humor, the things that are actually going to get them faster, because you can move them into the state a lot quicker just by how you're being. Because if they're me pushed out, and I react from my old self or my past, that's really what that is, right? It's an old reaction.
Totally.
I just don't continue to invest in it, and then it starts to happen
down.
less.
Yeah, and
it'll happen less.
It will
So being
happen
certain
less
of that
and
process.
less and less.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is like, if you're, like you said, the family members, you just say, oh my gosh, you're right, this did happen.
Continue to do that.
So let's see, what can we do about it, right? Slowly, if you're thinking with them in that direction, they will start thinking in
It
turn.
will happen. It will happen. Yeah.
And
Because it's all about.
like I was sharing with, about Kanchan, she just came, right? I just heard, I was telling her, she's so positive. And she's now her friends like to talk to her. And she's encouraging them.
And that's what's supposed to happen
Yeah.
for folks like us, right? Because it's not that we do the work, but we've chosen that this is what I want.
Right.
And if you make it about that,
Yeah.
then it's never about this.
No.
Right? The other person. And that's what even me, I have to remember. Even when I share stories, I want to honor anybody I talk about because I want honor in my life. And if every seed, every thought produces after its own kind,
Sure.
I want that back. I want that investment back, right?
So true.
Yeah.
So
So it's less about like thinking it, right? And just living it.
living it.
Because there's this flow to living it, and there's gonna be little speed bumps in the road, right?
Every time.
But I don't stop my car and look at this
You
speed bump.
got it. I have so many ups and downs in
Yeah,
my
I'm like,
career,
speed bump's
in my
coming,
life,
right?
every
Speed bump's
day.
coming. I hit the speed bump and I don't think about it again.
That's
how I treat that stuff.
So
I don't
true.
stop the car, open the door, speed bump.
I like
Right?
that.
And when
That's
we,
a good
when we
analogy.
don't give it that
Very
life,
good
when we
analogy,
don't
yeah.
give it life, it will cease to live.
But accept them.
And with the other person.
Accept them too. See, because when I
Oh.
get really,
'Cause we've
I
been
say
there,
everything
been there,
is
done
going
that.
good and all that, I just tell my mind, oh, you know what? There will be some things happening.
Yeah.
So that is a good way too. Maybe just don't get overly excited when things are going good. Don't get utterly depressed if they are not doing
But you
good.
are always excited.
Yeah, what about that?
But excitement.
Yeah, what about that?
But excitement.
What high? What am I smoking every morning? People
I want
ask
some
me.
of that. It's in the ghee. The ghee's lace. I feel it.
Dear.
No, the ghee.
It's the
geese
ghee,
lay
right?
in the
It's
tea.
it's the pure
No, he's
ghee.
wearing diesel jeans.
No,
Those
diesel
are
jeans.
Italian made. Hey, Gucci.
Oh, Gucci too. Oh my gosh.
Did you ever think your life would be the way it is?
No, I never.
I never thought that.
I never thought that. Kanchan didn't think that.
Did you think it would be something else, or you just didn't think about it?
I never thought about
Never
it.
thought
I
about
just like you were my sister. We always wanted to marry somebody who has like education, and then he was so happy. I said, he's a happy guy.
Right, happy guy.
Who doesn't want to be around fun?
See, that's the
So like when people ask me, "Oh, you're still single?" I'm like, listen, it's not, you want to get off of time and just enjoy
you
your
find
life.
the right
And then what you'll
person.
find is like something's happening where somebody's going, you know what, I want to be around that. Much like
So
your
true.
lady and your relationship. She had to ask that question to her, like,
Yeah.
do I want to be around that for the rest of
It
my
has
life?
to
And
be
she
parallel.
said, yep, I do. I do.
That train
That's
is
my
gonna
thing.
go. Well,
Yeah, and you have to believe you have that.
Exactly.
So, Masi, was he like this from when you met him, or has
my
it increased,
gosh,
changed,
I was-
decreased?
You know what? It was so funny. Mommy fell in love with Vinod. Mommy just said he will make you so happy. And I was not like, but I really liked him.
Yeah.
Really liked him.
Well, he got style. You got that going for him too.
No, these came later. Hold on.
Yeah.
I had zero money. When I
Yeah.
married
You had
Kanchan and
$7.
I had
Yeah,
$7 when I
$7.
joined, when I came to this country. But when we got married, I won a trip from my company. This is so funny, because they would give an awards, right? If you grow your sales, you get to go to Hawaii. Hawaii, actually. We went to Poyuku Beach Hotel over there
Yeah,
and
nice.
stayed in Poyuku, Maui, right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Kauai. And anyway, so she says, oh, we are going to go there. They're going to pay for the dinner. We're going to pay for the lunch, right? So let's go to the bank and get some money out. I said, what bank? What account?
Whose bank are we going to?
Right. Where are we
I
going?
was keep on telling, let's go to the bank, let's get the money. He said, what bank? Oh my gosh. Because I
We
had
took
$50,
credit.
right?
On the visa, we took advance.
So can you remember what happened there because anybody could easily have a reaction where it's like, man, okay, like this inner conversation, right? Like I look flat around my
Yeah, when most
peers,
people
I don't have
have money, they get a certain level of
It gets
insecurity
weird. Yeah,
or
it gets weird.
problem
Where did you
He
go?
had no insecurity. He had no even, he did not care. He didn't have money.
That's so
He was
cool.
like,
I know, I've been living a healthy life.
Yeah.
Just saying that, I told Kanchan, I was making $10,000 a year.
This is how you get up at
Street
4 a.m.
commission. Street
Yeah.
commission, $10,000 a year. I said to Kanchan, I said, when we get married, I'll make 5 times in 2 years.
Oh my
I told her
I
that.
love that.
At that time, this is 70, 80 we got married, right? 1980 we got married. So, and I accomplished it. We made
But you weren't
50,000.
surprised, were you?
Is that something you do where you sort of
Set goals.
set a goal or have like a dream like that, but you don't know how you're going to get there?
Yeah, I don't know. I always have, my expectations have been, I want to do better in life, like $1 million check, right? I really wanted to. I learned that from the chicken soup of the soul, and he put that, $400,000 check on the top. Jack Canfield did it,
Right.
and he looked at it every day. So I wrote myself a check for $1 million, and I kept it. I forgot about it.
Can you write me a check for me?
But literally,
Just to test
I
it.
found it. I found it later
Yeah.
on when I made $1 million, many years back,
Super cool,
right?
yeah.
I came across it. I told Kanchan that. I said, "Holy cow! I wrote that check from the book, the secret book."
would you like some black pepper in there?
Take me on an experience to show you.
Black
Yes,
pepper?
no?
We
Black
got-
pepper
You
is
want to put
amazing.
your own black pepper.
No, go for it.
More
Thank
the
you.
merrier, darling. Black pepper cleans your blood.
I love
I
it.
mean, I love it.
Black pepper
So-
actually helps you absorb a lot of what you eat.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'll start eating more. See, Jay is telling me bullet
Yeah.
coffee.
Cannot
He's
go
already
wrong.
added value to me, so it's well worth it, buddy. When are you coming to coach me here now?
But this is what
I love it. I love the
You know Jim Rohn, Shaan knows Jim Rohn. He had this quote where he says, "I take care of me for you, and you take care of you for me." And this is where that operant power is, right? So
Yeah.
going back to like, okay, when we have these reactions with family members, because family members are the biggest teacher for us.
Yeah.
Because we love them so much, but they're the hardest to move because we want the best for them.
Yeah.
And then we tend to not have as much patience. Just for the average individual, we can go through that experience. So Jim Rohn, I think, said it best and pointed me in that direction. Like, understand that change has to come from you, not them.
Yes, yes.
And based on how I'm treating them from that reaction,
Yeah.
I either get closer to what I can imagine about them, which is the best. Imagine higher than they can even imagine for themselves, and treat them from that place.
Yep.
Right? Versus low and low energy.
Totally.
Like they're not. It's not happening fast enough, and now I'm losing my patience. Well, you should have never, had the ability to lose the patience. Be a guy that never has to think about that, right? And you'll cease to have an experience where you need to use it, right? It's like an excuse. The more excuses I make, the more scenarios I'm going to have in my life where I get to use them,
So true.
right? So I just avoid it. I hack it all. Like get out the middle, whatever it is, not important. But testing it so that I can continue to live from it and keep it simple. We always talk about easy.
Life should be easy. That's the thing.
I
I don't know
want
if Kanchan
easy. I'm
will
no
say
longer
my
going
life
for
is
hard.
easy or not.
It
She
feels
says,
easy.
Does
I
it feel
just-
easy to you?
No, very easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I
See.
can talk for 17 hours and I'm like this at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
She says,
Isn't that cool?
What's going on here? I said, I didn't work. I just had fun.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, every meeting I do, I just live in the moment kind of thing. But, before we go any further, I was going to say, don't sweat the small stuff. There was a book on that one. I thought that book was a great one because in life, so many big things happen. I see if there is a death in the family or you didn't pay taxes, you go to jail. So those are the two major
those,
things.
yeah.
Sweat those. That's it.
Right.
Nothing else to sweat about, really. No matter what happens. Literally, So if you have that attitude of that, things are going to. Okay, another thing, my philosophy is, what happens to you, it's supposed to happen. Hold on.
Yeah.
So whatever happens to you, it was supposed to happen. So don't just beat it up yourself. It happened. Now you find a solution. And you will find a solution much quicker, and much better options will be there rather than if you're crying about it. We are just moping around it and we say, why me? Why this? Why that? Why this? Who did it to me? And all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. Yeah. So just having that, and it's incremental, who I am today. I'm not where I want to be still,
So what's the dream now?
My dream is huge dream right now. Many dreams, my academy is getting bigger and bigger. Our, in business, we are launching a $50 million fund as of Monday, which is to buy several commercial other things. We are building now ground up multifamily assisted senior livings, which is my goal of $2 billion this decade. 2 billion with a B. This is a guy who had a small house,
So
as a rental.
Was that to like take care of the elderly? Is that something?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You said you didn't you were selling Bibles, but you didn't read it, but you living from it. But it's also, I get it in your faith too. Yeah, you're still doing it. But that's something like serving. Like we were talking about on the way here. If I can serve and that also take care of all these other experiences I want to have, whether it be money and amount of money. It's not about the amount, it's about like what's your heaven on earth.
It's not money at
what
all.
do you want? But the service is so important. It's so fulfilling.
Wow, darling. Wow. Oh, this is Shaan,
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
so colorful. I love the eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, look at mangoes.
I don't know who likes mango.
Oh, come on.
I have 3 mango trees in my backyard.
Look at that.
Mango is a remedy for headaches, broken hearts.
Look at that.
Bad eyesight.
Hold on. We eat 2 mangoes every night after dinner.
It's Mediterranean. Yes.
Mediterranean.
Yeah,
You like it?
No, this is very good. It's perfect as is.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, darling.
Wow.
You're gonna have it too?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, look at this. This is good.
We have LaCroix and...
Oh yeah, LaCroix with no calories. Or we have red wine. The best wine. $200
You still gotta
bottle.
work out there.
Yeah.
Oh
There's a
no.
workout coming after this.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to put something.
What, darling? What?
This comes with this.
Oh wow, it
This
does.
comes to make it crispy.
Oh, sorry. What am I doing?
Can I
I'm
make
so
it
excited
crispy
to
for you?
have Jay.
Crispy?
Jay, buddy, mangoes.
You imagine this salad for us, okay? Whatever
Yes.
that was, go ahead and lay it on me.
This is, look at that. This is excellent. Mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
these
Kanchan started planning this when the text came from Shaan. I said, like
Yeah, my
that.
nephew is
Shaan.
coming.
Yeah, my gosh.
Yeah,
So-
Shaan has been a big game changer for me, learning how to just
That's amazing.
do it.
He's a big game changer.
He's a
for
big
millions
do it.
of people. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. People
Yeah.
have not, guys. Watch this guy here. I'm telling you. Watch him.
big time.
I want to
Big
invest
time
in his
move.
VC fund.
So young.
I want to have him
Thank you so
as my
much.
partner in the course we are building.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is 5-6 people, movie makers are designing in the real estate this course,
Amazing.
and we'll sell for $9.90 or whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll have a rev share with you and Sam.
Okay.
Totally. And it's going to be A class, teaching the masses, millions. I know you and I were going to do it.
I know. I was busy at the time.
Yeah.
So, what are your non-business dreams?
Non-business dreams. Travels.
Do you call them dreams or goals?
Well, I say dreams and goals because once you put a deadline to the dream, it becomes a goal, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Dreams should be big, 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 big. Always think big. And that's the other one. I don't know. I tell Kanchan, I said, please don't mind when I'm talking more positive today. She listens to me all the time. So, Magic of Thinking Big, which was by W.J. Schwartz. Oh my gosh, David Schwartz, I think. Whatever. That was an amazing book. I still have it. 44 years. Most of my books, I still have them. And
What's
I
the
write
lesson
the
of that
name
book?
of the book, huh?
What's the main lesson of that book?
Oh, that book is that people who think small things happen in life. If you think big, you will reach this, what is that? You reach the moon, you reach the star, whatever it's called, whatever you shoot for the
Shoot the
moon.
star,
Yeah, stars, you reach the moon. The thing is, you got to always be thinking big and positive things because otherwise, you will only hit that or lower. Just like coaching, right? Just like you said, Jay, same thing, right? You're looking at your client over here. That's the real picture. You want that experience. But how far you can take them there. But the vision and dreaming is so important. If I didn't dream, in our home when we grew up, we had no television, we had no refrigerator, We had no scooter, no car. Later on, we got a scooter. So things like that. No telephone, by the way. So, to have a life of what we are living now, never imagined.
Can I give you half turkey sandwich?
Oh, yay!
This salad.
Yeah.
Hey, would you like turkey sandwich? How about you?
Just the salad sounds good.
Are you sure? Little bit turkey, yeah,
Yeah.
darling? Yeah. Oh my gosh, wow.
So
This is the Kanchan's Cafe.
I know.
Keep it coming, girl.
Kanchan's 5-star Cafe. All right.
So
I love that you can give all these like the bullet point on like because you know it. But how do like when you run into somebody, how do you teach the how to them? Because they know what they want, but they can't still get themselves
So
to
true.
understand.
So
Okay,
true.
when do I apply this? And then they ruminate, right?
Yes.
This is normal to start ruminating. Now we're in the thinking, right?
See, the thing
This
is,
adventure up top.
how I have done it, I think, by reading books and all that. When you set high goals, never think how you're going to accomplish them. Literally. That's what everybody teaches.
you mean
that
just at
way.
the beginning or at all?
No. In the beginning. Oh yeah. You set lofty goals, big, hairy, audacious goals, right? We had from built to last, right? The Collins book, right? So those things, that's when I started thinking bigger and bigger and bigger when I was making 100, 200, whatever. Money is one thing, but what it really transfers down to, it's not the earnings you want to make, it's the people you want to serve. So if you can equate those two things, you will reach your goals so quickly. That's what I learned, So don't say I want to make $1 million, but you say I want to serve 100 clients. Or I want to serve so many in this category, so many in this category, funnel down, and then you have a game plan, how you're going to do it. So it always boils down to a blueprint, right? And then looking at your goals daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and giving good, bad, ugly feedback. If you don't reach it, don't batter yourself.
Right.
I mean, you say, oh, you suck, this and that. A lot of people do that. And then they just say, I'm not going to do it. Okay. It's not worth it.
So
But
what do you do instead?
I just applaud myself. It's what?
Even if it's not on track.
Yeah, it's okay. See, we are
So give me an
humans.
example when you did
We
that.
are humans. See, that's the thing. We are humans, and I mean, I get, I'm never, always. I just take the analogy of a plane, right? Plane is coming from New York, going to in New York to LA. Plane is never going in a straight direction. Never, ever. Plane is going this way, that way. It goes because of the wind factors, all that. So that's how our life is too. So we need to have the goal in mind, but then go through all these things, the ups and downs, right? But you got to really feel good about incrementally what you are accomplishing. You got to, I used to say, celebrate your success every day. Don't let your boss tell you, hey, you did a good job. Never look for a boss. And even in W2 job, I never did. I always had office in my home, 45 years now, because my job was like that. I was motivational speaker and all, and going out to talk to my clients. No client came to my home, right? So, and motivation speeches and all. So that way, oh, thank you, dear. Where is yours? Aap hi lo na?
Thank you.
Sure. But no, so that's I lost the trend.
Well, you're saying celebrate your own
You
success.
got to applaud, because your subconscious does not know good from the bad. It's keep on filming it. It's like a major computer in our brain, right? In our thoughts, and the thoughts become actions. So the more you start living in the present, what you want to become one day.
So we talk about that. So
You do talk
we talk a lot about that, but I want to hear what does that mean? What do you do for that?
The biggest thing is affirmations. Affirmations, I don't do it now, but that's how I lived my life. 3x5 cards, 5x cards, and writing, I am this person, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. And you read it, you put it in your car dashboard, you put it in the mirror, you put it next to the nightstand. The more you look at it and more you think about it, that you're in the present being that thing, the more manifestation of the universe happens for you.
Because it becomes more real.
Yes.
And that little like, oh, a little rep there, a little rep there.
You got it.
Right? I don't necessarily like, for me, affirmations, I don't call it an affirmation. It's just more about, I'm going from forgetting to remembering throughout the day. So a reaction will get me to forget. Because I'm reacting and then I'm emotionalizing versus what's my end, right? I want to live from the end because I know it's mine. It may not have manifested physically, but I know this process at the appointed hour, it will be mine. So I don't bail on it because it's not here on Tuesday, Wednesday,
so
Thursday.
good.
Yeah.
That's so
So
good.
I used to put stuff up where I would want to see it. You have that board, which is super cool. So it's a good like tool to like, okay, I need to remember this, right? Versus like we get so good at forgetting, right? We're so good at forgetting, which is really, to me, it takes you off of your chief aim. I think it was Zig Ziglar that talked about, or it was Dale Carnegie that said you have to have a chief aim.
Yes.
Right? So even if it's, what is the chief aim for the next 3 hours?
Right.
We know we're going to train, but it's still kind of, now there's fuel and, we still have our aim to work out. Okay,
Right.
even something small that will turn into something big because I'm practicing the same methodology. And then I'm getting an experience, so now I'm really good at it. And I did it with food. I did it with the workout. So now the bigger things, it's so easy. Because it ain't no different in this world, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's cheese pizza or...
So true. I mean, all the
We can say
bad
a
stuff.
Maserati, whatever. We're
I
not
like
like
a-
big car guys, but
Yeah.
let's say it's a Maserati. That's
Hold
what
on,
it's
Maserati. What's
Who got
that?
the Maserati? I'd rather have that massage chair.
No, right
You
there.
got the Maserati?
No, that brochure.
Oh, no.
That's the car I'm getting.
Maserati.
Yeah. See, I love when things like that happen. Okay?
Oh my God.
I gotta pick Rolls Royce because we actually did a show and they were like our partner.
Yes, I don't know. You just
We were
said
doing
it. It
shows.
just instantly came to my mind.
We
Sorry.
were doing luxury shows.
Yeah.
We had nothing in the bank.
Wow.
Rolls Royce, the biggest brands.
Yes.
I'll show you one day. I'll bring the book over.
Oh my God.
But during that time, our fashion business, we were in Neiman Marcus.
Sure.
And we were fantastic, but we still weren't making money.
Yes,
off the business.
yes.
We're still in a deficit.
Yes.
And I think what I know now versus what I experienced then, and I don't ever go, oh man, if I had known, this at this time, it would have been much more successful. No, it is, some of those things from the past, how we treat that past, either as a resource or a problem.
Yep.
Oh, it came up again, now I beat myself up. Now you're investing on beating yourself up versus like just moving to the end.
You got it. You got it. We are wasting energy in finding positive solutions to helping more people. I mean, that's all it is all about.
Yeah,
Literally, this whole
absolutely.
world.
That's really what it boils
is
down to.
helping everybody around you. Life is a circle. The more people you can impact to bring a better life for them, you'll get. Zig Ziglar says, right? If you have enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want.
Yeah.
Tanji, darling?
Yeah, help them get what they want.
Darling,
and
these
you
are the really good Doritos.
So I'll take some of your chips with
Oh yeah.
Would you like
Look at
half or?
yeah. Would you like, please?
I can make more.
Huh? No, please go for it. Look at this one. I've got the whole thing over here, buddy.
So
No.
you want more salad, Peter?
I'm totally good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Are you sure with that?
Delicious.
No, I'm so excited that you're here. Really, I'm so happy. The
He's
thing
always
is,
excited.
I'm really excited. Yeah,
Excited
I was
here.
looking forward
But
to
if
it.
you weren't here, I would also be excited. Let's be honest. That's the best part.
so
It's gonna be fun. I've got 2:00. We have a lot of time. This conference and everything. But I just feel like everybody listening to us or whatever. I know how can we make an impact in the life of others. What do you say? Let me ask you, buddy.
Well, I see well, the thing I'm doing with my time now is teaching.
Yes.
So some people say, oh, you have a podcast. No, I teach through I teach through audio, right?
Love it.
Even the teaching is not like saying, hey, do X, Y, Z. It's entertainment with some information, because that's how I like to learn too. I like to be entertained. And then when I'm entertained, if I'm learning something, then I'll actually learn it because you have my attention because you entertained me. So
love it.
Today, that number, like our podcast now this year, will have like, I don't know how many people, it'll get like 8 million downloads.
Oh my God.
But that might be like, realistically, I think it might be reaching, let's call it 50,000 people a month.
Sure.
People.
Sure.
So right now that's the number of people I'm able to hit or impact or help in some way is, let's say 50,000 who are digesting this stuff. And so how do I get that to 500,000?
This is perfect.
How do I get that? And so my goal is 70 million.
I love it.
I said
I love the 7 number. I came in this country with $7.
And that's 1% of the population.
I love
And
that.
so I set that out. I said, okay, in the next decade.
Hold on. 7 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
So 70 million.
Yeah, that's right, 1%.
You only want to go for one?
And I said, for those 1%,
I love that.
how do I be someone they consider like one of their favorite teachers, somebody who really helped them? I know for me, Tony Robbins has been one of my favorite teachers. He doesn't know me, but he helped me, right? And I consider him like that. I've had my whole life in school, maybe hundreds of teachers, but they weren't all people I remember and have made an impact. So it's not just to teach them, it's for them to think this is, I learned a lot from him. That's one of my favorites.
Hold on.
And so that's the big goal for me.
Can I just interject right here?
Yeah.
Because we just had dinner with Luke Red. Luke Red is a great friend of mine who is Tony Robbins' business coach. And he runs the whole program for Tony Robbins.
No way.
No way. We need to bring him on your show.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That was so funny.
Would that be good?
Yeah, for sure. That'd be amazing.
Oh my gosh, let's do it.
So Tony Robbins.
Kanchan was right there.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
telling
he
you.
made us.
He made us laugh.
Okay, no,
He
no,
made
no,
us
no.
like so much. Oh, sorry.
No.
Luke Ren. Hey, Luke, that's for you, buddy. You know, just last week we were in Florida, right? Siesta Beach, on the condo there, enjoying vacation. And we took him out on Ophelia on the Bay. And his wife came and everything. He lives in Sarasota.
Right.
And he's just amazing personality. And he looks like Tony actually. Literally. He's built like him. Yeah, he's like a big dog.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Twin
But
Tonys.
but Tony's 6'8", I think he told us, right?
6'6".
6'6" or 6'8",
Yeah,
but
he's
he's
a big guy.
6'4", I think. You know, anyway. But no, we'll bring him on.
That'd be great.
That's great, Luke. You're coming, buddy. No, tell more.
So he was asking Tony basically, from what he says, is
I love Tony.
he attended Jim Rome's thing and was like volunteer so that he could be a free attendee basically. So he's like, okay, I'll be an usher or I'll do the sales or whatever I got to do to like keep coming to these. And so he learned under him, and then he at 18 or 19 started on his own. And he said he used to like go to a mall and just like set up a little shop and start talking. Maybe it's 10 people listening, people walking around. And then he's like, I would do that in the morning. And then on the afternoon, I would call into a radio show and I would say, hey, who needs some help? Call in right now. It's free coaching with Tony Robbins.
Oh my God.
Anthony Robbins at that time.
Yeah.
And then in the after, so that's like the middle of the day. And then in the afternoon, he would do another thing, and somebody would have a snake phobia, and he'd go and try to cure them of their snake phobia.
Tony Robbins used to be called WizKid.
Right.
Oh, the Whiz Kid.
WizKid. Yeah. He neuroscience, whatever.
NLP.
NLP, right there, you know.
Neuroplastic programming.
Yes.
But he was saying like that's how I got good was 3 times a day. I was performing. I was doing this. That like did that, and now he's like whatever 50 or something like that. He's like, eventually you get good at this thing. After 40 years, you get pretty good. He's like, in those days I used to do multiple every day, and I would take any challenge. Give me the person who's been in therapy for 10 years and can't get a breakthrough. Give me them.
Yeah.
Give me the person who's deathly afraid of snakes. Let's cure it in an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, and people used to call in and be like, you're a charlatan saying, oh, you'll cure it in 15 minutes. And he said, okay, so let's try it. Like, come on in and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
He's like, that's how he got his reps at coaching people.
Exactly.
And then then and at that time, I think he was kind of making it up as he goes, right? He's just like reading and trying to apply it in the mall or trying to apply it on the radio, figured out what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
And then basically pulled together all the philosophies and then started creating his like scalable stuff, like the books, the audio tapes, where now, he doesn't need to go somewhere and meet one person.
Sure.
He was recording the content and then rewriting the books, and then a lot of people were getting the benefit.
He's a phenomenal.
Tony was the first coach that shifted me into the trajectory.
Me too.
I knew nothing about it. All I knew was like I had access to the book. I went to a bookstore and I said, I didn't even know what I was looking for. It was like one of those older bookstores back then, right? So the personal development section was like, I think I do personal development. Right? Like I didn't know what to call it. I was just like, I just don't want to be this anymore. Right. Like I'm
change.
taxed.
I'd like change.
And then I'd seen his picture, he's like kind of leaning against something, that red and white cover. And I said, this is the guy. I like how he looks, right? Like I was just going off aesthetic. Like I didn't know what I was looking for. Then dug into it and started picking up the CDs. CDs I used while I was working out.
Yes.
And it's funny, I'm doing that now.
Yes.
Right? While we work out, we work something in. This is what we do when we train. And so I talk about the difference between influence and inviting, right? So at the time I was letting it influence me, but when I think about it now, I invited it into my life.
Yes.
So there's a difference there, right? Like you invite something in.
Yeah.
It's just softer and it's not serious. And then there's these influences that come in and sometimes I'm unconscious to it, right? Like maybe some parental guidance that something habitually stuck with you and then you have these reactions, right? So I invite what I want in my life, but I need to know what I want. Right?
Totally.
So at that time I didn't. I just knew at the moment like, okay, I'm gonna just I'm gonna dive deeper in this thing here, right? And it was pivotal for me.
Wow.
Anthony, Tony.
Yes.
Like awaken the giant with that, all this. It just like it did that to me.
He was one of the first ones you.
Very first ones, and I started buying every single thing he came with.
Yeah.
Right, darling? Yeah.
We had garage was full of those positive thinking.
Right.
I
Nobody did it
never
like that.
said that I don't want to buy something, because I have always felt that, and I'll record it right now. I was interviewed just recently this week 3 times. But the thing is, I say we eat so much good stuff. Like we spend $900 for dinner, right? But that's for mouth down. But we don't put money mouth up. I mean, that's ridiculous, totally ridiculous, because we spend thousands and thousands of dollars, our living. We work so hard to take care of the stomach, but we don't take care of the brain, our mind, because that's where everything happens.
Yeah.
So by investing above the neck, we call it stinking thinking, right? Zig Ziglar talks about, stinking thinking. He says you got to mess up, take your stinking thinking. But the thing is that personal development stuff is so good. And by the way, that's my miracle morning. Right. Upstairs in my yoga room, I have a big screen TV, and I watch YouTube motivation. That's my another one. As I do my elliptical, 1 hour or whatever. And then the other things, that is on. Or I'm holding a meeting. Because my people in India, and my other consultants are 3 hours away. So I'm there 6 o'clock on the thing, holding my iPad or whatever, and holding a meeting or something. And while doing, and I've done 1 hour, I don't even know. Right. Sometimes I do 1.5 hour. Kanchan says, oh my gosh, aren't you tired? I said, no. Anyway, no. But no, that's very good. So 70 million. I love that. And you'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, Shaan, you'll do it. One thing that I really got impressed right now, what you said is, you're educating people. That's what it's all about. It's not making money. It's not doing anything. It's a means is, the podcast, and then it'll be books, it'll be motivational things, it'll be a lot of things, coming on the way, your VC fund, your other stuff. I mean, so that's where you're influencing people, teaching them, and that's what, very, very exciting. Yeah. I love that 70 million. So how about you? You tell me. Yeah, Jay.
I'm just focusing on my next dessert.
All right. Hey, we got the best dessert.
Now.
What do we have? Godiva chocolate. But they are the smaller kinds.
I'm like looking at all these desserts going, who's this guy? He runs into the store and just brownies, carrot cake, dozen donuts. I literally picked every donut. I was like, oh my
I want to be in his home then. I love dessert. Coaching doesn't
They always do that, but every coach or like when it comes to like training, like the clients will always do that. They're like, oh yeah, let's see what you got.
Yeah.
They get you every sweet possible, and they love it when you eat that stuff. Because they're like, yeah, you know.
I love it.
There's a little gratification. Yeah.
Somebody who is a good great friend of mine from back east, big box comes in, right? I love Godiva chocolate. I must have mentioned it on the podcast. So they send me, how many, Dolly?
I don't know.
There were 6 layers of Godiva chocolates.
Oh my gosh.
$250 box, one box.
It's all gone.
All gone. I mean, yeah. It took me
I
maybe
didn't
6
even eat
months. Kanchan didn't even eat one. Monika, we gave a whole tray. Neil, I tried to give it. He gave it back. So Daddy was eating every other day, every third day.
This is the only challenge with being popular like that. Right? They just want to send you free stuff.
Oh my God. I just got a wine.
We get so many
$90 wine.
They're like, I love this guy. Here, have this for free.
Right.
I said, Vinney, you made a big difference in my life. I said, oh, sorry.
No.
Hey, why did you wait? You listen to me, you know? Anyway.
So see, that's the secret hack. That's how you keep making more money. Is you start to get everything for free now.
Right.
Why
Paying for anything.
Yeah, everybody is paying for stuff. Your groceries, you no longer. That's big savings at the end of the year.
We get wine and chocolate.
Yeah, like
Wine and chocolates,
Come
I
on.
say that too much.
that's not happening to regular folks.
I just kid. I say, I like wine, don't worry about it. No, my birthday is August, okay.
Did somebody send you something Gucci? What was
Oh
it?
yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My loan broker. $400 gift.
Oh.
Oh, Bo also sent me a lot of good money too. But these cufflinks, Gucci cufflinks, because they love Gucci, I like Gucci. I said, man alive, Christmas gift? That was a pretty good expensive gift.
There you go.
And they sent Monika separate.
Gucci
Monika
too?
gets,
Monika is our vice president of the company,
yeah.
of our real estate company.
She thinks
She hasn't taken over yet? She hasn't kicked you out of there?
You know, she's so good. I think she'll be the next president of the company. Because we have now 6 companies, you know. So I'll be more tied with the senior living now. Because that also, you know, it's again, with grace of God, I don't know anything about development, but I found a partner who is from Pakistan. And he's been doing it for the last 9-10 years with a passion and everything. And we just join hands now. And then we are just going all over USA now building these. You know.
That's great because I think people really should experience you, even in that demo, right? Because even me and when I work with individuals who are set in their ways, whether it be an age thing, it's just more habitual, and to get as many reps as possible, people surrounding them, letting them know, like, listen, you might be 70, 80, whatever, but remember, you're living to 101, right?
Surely.
Or 102, like, there's still all this life to give to
I
stuff.
want you to come on my mastermind coaching class. I was just talking to John, my VP of my academy, and I was mentioning that you are coming today. That might be fun, you know. And I know they're not local people that many, but they are nationwide. But you can instill in them, you know, about the health and so forth, like that, if you want to.
I think it's a great project, but it's also I like that it's anchored in service.
Totally.
You know, when you think about what are the best experiences you can have on this planet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It'd be fun, service.
Fun.
Yeah, but service,
3
right?
times
You
fun.
can, and in that service too,
Yeah.
there's such fulfillment coming from that.
So true. That
So
is
how do you top that stuff? Like, you really can't. Like, you're at the peak.
you can.
And
But
you can
Jay,
retain that. and be there.
don't you think it? Some people are just built in, you know, like they're born like that. They're going to have a good time, and they don't worry. But some people they worry all the time. So you can just change, you know, like overnight. Yeah.
Change, I think change is easy once you understand how it's acquired, right? There's a system to it, right? Like the brain needs a new idea, but then like Shaan was saying, you need reps. So understanding the how is important so that you don't stay fixed on the how, you stay focused from the end. So again, getting out of the thinking and going into living from, right? Because that'll actually take care of all of it. Now that still needs to be learned. Right?
It needs to be learned
But for
and
some
practiced.
people, for some people, you can have one conversation with them, and it does it. They manifest like that, and then others, it takes years.
You
But
hit the nail.
there's no respecter of persons. Everybody gets that equal love. It's more about and I share this with Shaan a lot. I really firmly believe that it's the Imaginal Act becoming fact, because you have this Imaginal Act happening, and then it becomes a physical experience, right? So once we understand like how change is acquired, then we can understand how to kind of move through the happenings of our day through our experience. But there's an easier hack. Just stay focused on what you want.
See,
That's
so
it.
darling, you're so right. It's to practice.
Practice, yeah.
Practice is the
And then
main
you
thing.
forget again.
They forget.
And all it is remembering.
Yeah.
So we forget, we remember. We forget, we remember. And it's that easy. So, but you got to have achieved fame. It's like, how do you want this process to go? So you're learning something new, but how do you want this process to go? If you're in your self-concept, you believe the harder I work, the more I make, then it's going to be hard for you.
Oh yeah.
But if you're like, it's so easy for me,
Our
then
son,
you're going to take the path of easy.
our son says, I never work for money.
Yeah, he never does.
He says money just follows him.
I love that.
Yeah. He says, I never work for the money.
Yeah. That took me
Yeah.
a while to adapt to, because I was so stuck in the external. Well, it's what we call, like what I call in my coaching field, Caesar's world. Right? There's a quote that says, give unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, give unto God's what is God's. So what economy do you believe you function in? Oh, you still have to pay tax. You said, of course, but it still doesn't impact me. See, that's the difference, right? Like, yeah, do what you do, but don't make it a thing. You continue to be that thing. Neville Goddard has an amazing quote, which later became an affirmation for a lot of people. He's, I'm going to be that, I am that, until that which I believe in is externalized in my reality.
I love it.
Right? So there's a lot of ways to make the practice a beautiful process versus this serious and then I'm frustrated and then you caught me at the wrong time. It's like I tell my friends, I'm like, you see an old friend at the grocery store, you tap them on the elbow and they go, and then maybe you see another one, they go, hey, like where were you?
Where's the difference?
Yeah, where were you that you got scared? Like you were in the imagination, but where were you? So once we understand where we're making those decisions from,
Shaan,
that process is so easy.
No. This is simple.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, that's for you. That's
How about
for
some
you.
mango?
No, we have so
plenty,
many.
yeah.
I just picked
We
up.
have so
Usually he
much,
doesn't drink.
This is running in the
This
fam
is
right here.
good.
This lime flavor. It's
That's
out.
how she's always drinking.
And then I had an orange one the other day, and I'm like, you know what? That was a little disappointing.
And mango
The
has
lime
no,
is the
mango
one.
has no
Lime is the
flavor.
one, yeah.
Mango has no flavor at all. I was like,
Yeah,
where's
it's
the
just
mango?
faint. But you blend it up with these mangoes. You guys have a little smoothie.
That will be nice.
Yeah.
No. That's so true. I think, again, the thing.
Shaan, are you going home straight?
Shaan,
Yeah.
are you better?
I'm going to ask your mom if I might join. I might go with you.
Okay, sweet.
Because since we are not going to the...
Oh,
Although
with
I don't know, see
Monika?
your card.
You want to roll with us?
No, but...
We came in his car, but how many?
Oh, you have... I didn't see your
That's
car.
right, no, that's sweet.
You're gonna have to do that stuff. No. You just gotta do an impression of a hot dog.
I'll take you there.
I don't know. See, they will be
Bring me
gone by
gym
the
clothes. We're gonna
time.
work
No,
out.
I'll come back with Rashmi. And then you can pick me up at Rashmi's. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Let me ask your mom. If she's going early, then I
No, my
know.
mom's there already.
I know.
Oh.
But I don't know what time she's leaving.
Oh, well, she'll stay if you go. So.
Let
It's a
me
win-win.
Yeah, it is.
They usually
It's
go
a
in the,
hotel
in the
over there anyway.
evening, like after the traffic dies down a little
Okay.
bit.
It's a Puri's hotel.
Do you have Samir's phone number? I think I have it, but...
I do, yeah.
Let me call him. He tells me he'll take me to Costco, right? Which I don't need to go with him, or because he wants to go. So I'm sitting there, okay, are you ready? Then another phone calls come.
Not in one time.
One time, all the time. And then I don't tell him, I just go to Costco because he loves going to Costco.
But one thing I have to tell you, Kanchan went to Gucci. What happened there?
What?
You found some shoes for me or something?
I know.
I stopped everything. I just went there.
He tells me how busy he is.
The weakness is Gucci.
He stopped everything. And I said, these are really nice shoes. And I just told him. And he says, I'll be there in 15-20 minutes.
Clear my calendar.
And this happened twice, not even one time.
Yeah,
But there's
your
something
shopping
to-
is like how I want to shop.
I'll
You're
come.
like,
I may
you
shop
see
out.
something, he's like, I'll buy 3 right now.
I know.
Yeah, practice that. You find a good pair of shorts, get 3 of them.
That's what he does, right? You buy like 3, 4 when you like something,
Yes,
you just
yes,
go for
yes.
it.
He has bought 20 at a time. Your dad was laughing at him. Oh my God.
I heard the story from my dad. My dad was like doing research, finally finds a pair of shoes. He's on the fence.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get this one pair. I can return it, right?
While he's thinking,
Meanwhile, he's like, oh, those shoes are great. Got 3 pairs and checked out. And my dad was like, we are so different.
I was rolling. He was doing impressions of you and sharing stories. This is before like I heard about you because he was sharing who you were and kind of like how you are, right? And so I was like, that is so hilarious. And then he was kind of kept going and said a little bit more detail on some of the stories. And that's when I was like, I got to meet this guy. But it was just hilarious that like you're so aware of what you're being that you're not making shopping and spending a thing. And we get so hung up on it. I got a friend last night and just talking with her. She moves into this amazing place, her dream place, right?
Wow.
I said, awesome, just like, yes, right? And then mid-conversation, she's like, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford it. I'm gonna be eating ramen noodles. I'm like, no, do not go there. You didn't get into the place to think you couldn't afford it. You imagined this place, you got it, and now you can afford it.
Yes.
Right?
I love
And she
that.
just didn't know the how. So we spent an hour talking about the how, but she got it, she noticed it. But this is what we constantly do. I've had experiences when I was younger where I would do that. It's not a fun experience. And people should experience how you do things.
So true.
Or how Shaan does things. I think there's so much fun in going through life though. And not giving it so much seriousness and heaviness, and then you realize, today's like a souffle.
Did you ever worry about money?
Because you know what? That's interesting.
With the $7 thing.
Can I tell you this?
Continue to tell.
I had no idea in 43 years when we go through hard time financially. Never.
You never
Can't
knew.
tell.
See, that's
I can
awesome.
never tell.
That is
I
awesome.
even made me aware of it. You know, when Monika was sick and he couldn't work, and so I never knew when.
Did you ever have that moment though, like when she left the house and all, you just jump into a pillow like or
Never,
like just broke
never,
down? Never had
never.
that. See, you're a superman.
I don't know. I never had.
You don't have to have those experiences.
When I didn't have anything, I was happy. And now we have lot, I'm still happy.
See, that's the beauty. That is.
You know, I mean, that's
That's what needs to
So
be
what
shared,
causes
and
the
that's what
happy?
you share.
But happy is for me, I don't know. I think money's there, money's not happiness.
Money is not
I
happiness.
figured that out, right? You know, everybody says that. But the big thing is,
It helps them.
if I can be well respected in my company and the people around me, I guess, as a true leader or positive person or whatever, right?
Or Smile Chopra,
A
when you Smile Chopra,
you know,
yeah.
that motivates me.
Yeah.
I think that's more than if I do a meeting with somebody or interview with somebody, if I can impart knowledge to them and they're happy that they met me, that's good for me. I mean, that's my success.
I love that, yeah.
You know, and I want to move everybody to a better place. I think that's ingrained in me. I want them to be making more. I want them to be doing goal setting more. I want them to be enjoying the life more. I mean, that's how I
Because then it
look
just
at it.
impacts the whole world. And
I do feel that as a big passion in my, even at this 70, I'll be 70.
He's not even 69 yet. He's not even 69 yet.
Rounds up.
I like that round. I just round up, you know. I round up 1.5 years ahead. But you know, the thing is, my goal is
You were
this.
saying in interview, next year I'm going to be 70. And then I said, he's not 69.
But you know, the thing is, I just
you're welcome.
feel like,
You're welcome.
thank you, dear, thank you. No, I really believe that, you know, what you feed your mind, your body will act that way. Literally. You know, if I tell that I'm very old, it's a number. It's a number, right? But if I can really feel myself 75-year-old if I want to right now.
Yeah.
I'm 68. You can. A lot of people do it. You know, I retired.
But there's a difference between denying it and being an actor or this imposter syndrome. A lot of
imposter.
gurus
To
and
believe versus
That's
believing it
what you're
and
saying.
really experience.
Thank you.
That is so
Because
right.
this imposter syndrome hits a lot of coaches and hits people, and this is where they turn and they never come back. Right? They break down. They say, "I'm a fraud. I'm a this. I'm a that." And if they just really understood their philosophy a little bit more and didn't like react to the moment, and understood, like Neville talks about. Are you familiar with Neville Goddard?
What's that?
Neville Goddard. He's
Yeah,
like
he's a
Tony Robbins.
lecturer.
Oh, Neville, huh?
Yeah, Neville Goddard.
Yeah,
No, different one.
Oh, different one. Okay.
The singer.
Okay.
Yeah, Neville, he was good too.
Okay.
Great music. But he talks about how one must understand who they're aware of being, and then from there understand their reactions to life so that they can separate themselves from that being, right? So that imposter syndrome is actually it should be a congratulatory conversation with oneself, because it's like,
Then you want to finish your salad?
Yeah.
I made it to this milestone. Now it's not guaranteed that you're going to experience it, because you don't know what habitual side you have in there, but when it comes, you don't flee from it.
So like Tony Robbins has this phrase where he says at his event, he's like, I created this Tony Robbins mother effer. He's like,
Yeah.
I wasn't this way. I made myself this way, and I made this character, and I became that character.
Exactly.
I made this guy. He wasn't just here the whole time. And you kind of have a character with Smiley, right? You made a brand, you made a different name, Vinney, Vinney Smiley Chopra, right? Like, so you made your own thing. At the beginning, was it like, because I think some people do this, maybe it's the good path, which is first you have to kind of fake it till you make it, and then eventually it becomes real? Or did you do a different method?
No. I think fake it till you make it. You hit it. You hit totally. Because when it started coming, I was selling Jay, my trophies. This is book selling days now.
Yeah.
Selling Bibles, right? And encyclopedias, children's books, cookbook, like that, door to door, knocking on doors. 80 hours a week. 80 hours each year in cutoffs and all. So when they
And those are definitely back days.
back days, 1976, I'm talking about now, you know. But then they just took my Kumar name out, just like that, you know, in a trophy. And they presented me that trophy, and they said, you know, we need to smile a lot, so we just took the time to take Kumar out and put parenthesis smile.
Look at that. A mistake
And maybe I was
turned
not
into this.
smiling then, and I just had to
It made
smile.
you smile.
Literally, it
I love
happened.
that. Yeah.
And
No,
for
you are smiling.
but then, you know, next 3 months, because you only sell books in summer while you are going to school. When I was going to George Washington University, I liked it so much because it gave me perseverance, confidence, you know, working hard, which, you know, and then attitude control, because you get knocked on doors, all doors,
Yeah.
slamming doors.
Yeah.
Who are you? Get out of here! You know, I'll call police on you. I mean, we've been done all that, right? So, and my friend will drop me. I had no car. Drop me in this neighborhood and come back at 9:30 at 10. So you have to walk. You can't just lay out there and sit down. So it's just a very treacherous training.
Yeah. So,
And I loved it.
so what was the attitude control? Somebody slams it in your face.
Oh, you. No,
What did you learn to
okay,
do?
1 week before they dropped us there, they went through a whole training of 10 hours a day, teaching us those 7 books that I mentioned, 5 or 7, they gave us, and we had to read them in the training, 7 days training, and then they prepared us, and we did the demo of slamming of the door on the stage, literally.
Right. Prepare for it.
Prepare for it.
So what was the right way? What did you learn as the right way to handle that?
Well, oh, I'm so glad you're
Rejection.
asking me. Hold on. The biggest thing was they said you never look in the eye of the lady who's going to open the door. Usually it's going to be the ladies in the house, men are working, or otherwise you just never look in there. You knock on the door, then you move 2 steps
get
back
them to open.
and you look other way. Other way, so you don't look into them. And when they open the door, then you say, hi, right, you know, and I'm so and so, and I'm, you know, meeting with your neighborhood families and about educational books. Can I come in? And you never look in the eye. You go with this.
Where
Can
are
I
you
come
trying
in?
to go?
And you go into the door right down there, assumptive.
Wow. And so then let's say.
So wait, you assumed?
Assume that she's going to let me in.
Okay,
I
so
love
then,
that.
so what's the next step? So that happens. So then
Okay,
she
she said,
says-
no, I don't want it.
Right.
You say, well, that's okay. But maybe, and they will sometimes give door demos.
Yeah.
We were told not to give door demos because you will
don't
never
sell.
close. You
Yeah.
don't sell. Exactly. They say, I totally understand what you mean. Maybe this is not the right time. Right?
Yeah.
Can I come back in about an hour or two, or when your husband is there, and so forth. So we would make appointments for that evening
Nice.
from 6 o'clock to 9:30.
And so sometimes they say yes. So
So
now-
yeah,
so let's
sometimes they say yes. Then you go in. You say thank you so much.
So when you're in now, what's the next move?
Next move is you sit down. You don't want to do business standing up. That was the next thing, right? And then you sit down with them, of course, at a distance, of course, and if their children are there, try to see size of the situation. And then you have a bag full of books and all that, right? But they then taught us, build rapport.
Yeah.
You gotta build a little bit rapport, As you know, I'm over here from India, like I would say, right? I just came and I go to George Washington University, blah, blah. And this summer business, we just sell educational books. And that's what I would like to share with you. So there was a complete presentation, by the way.
Right.
And we have to rehearse that in those 7 days to get good at it. And then we'll work for 6 days a week, 80 hours a day. Oh no, 80 hours a week. What am I
80
saying?
hours a day.
Sorry.
Okay, tell us how you do
Yeah,
that.
I know. 24 hours.
And like pretty much no wrinkles, right? Like you should have more wrinkles on your face, but you're not an average guy.
So what's the key when somebody lets you in and you get to start your pitch? They weren't thinking to themselves that day, I need to go buy an educational book. So how do you get them? How did you present your product so that they wanted to buy the book?
Totally.
Did you connect it with like a problem they have, or what did you do
Exactly,
to get them?
exactly. You try to find out, how much time does it take for your children to do homework, right? So you get their children involved because these are educational encyclopedias,
Right.
which give them more training, more than the school that the teacher is teaching and so
Right.
forth, to make it simpler for them, right? So that was one part of it. The other one was Bibles here in Hindu, selling Bibles.
Right.
And I sold a ton of them too. Nave's Topical Bible, Home Religious Library, those big thick book, all that. And I'll take them through scriptures and how you could look through the index, It was Nave's Topical Bible was like the topical. So any word comes to your mind, you just look at it and it takes you to the verses.
Gotcha.
That was a big top seller. Cookbook was also there, and Wonder World books, 7 books in a set. And I remember one, Monika Patrick, she passed away. But this is 44 years back, guys. And I remember her, she loved me. She had preschools. So she bought 7 sets of 7 books each in one day. In one day. She says, I want to give to my every grandchild to have it in their room.
You still remember this one customer?
Oh, customer. She liked me. She celebrated my birthday. She made a cake with a book. She designed a cake with a book.
And at that time,
At that time,
How did you
others,
even stay in touch?
That's
I
a whole other
know.
level.
And then she gave me her van. She says, you're selling so many books because she invited me for breakfast. Her husband was very nice too. And I remember, then she says, you take that van, son, and you're not going to, how are you going to deliver your books? She didn't take a penny.
Oh my
Wow.
God. See,
I still remember that.
That's
remember that.
special, though, right?
And I met her later on. I still have the cufflinks today. She gave me these silver cufflinks 46 years back. They're still my cufflinks. I love cufflinks, all kind of cufflinks. And I wear them. I still remember.
That's so cool.
And I went to see her afterwards when I became more successful. I went to see her Atlanta, Georgia. She lived in Austin, Georgia. And I bought. This is interesting too. I don't know. We are recording all this. I sold books with $7 in my pocket. In the same town, I bought $23 million deal.
Wow. That's cool.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Big time. Whoa.
Where I was knocking on the doors in the same neighborhood. With the real estate now, right? We are close to quite high now, almost 441 million, half a billion or something. But then we are selling house, so now getting more into senior living, and which is where my big goal is. But no, what you're asking is right. That taught me so much that I just said, you know what? I'm loving this interaction with people, right there. Then my first job was also with the same company. Summer business was every summer, 3 years. Then I said, I will be deported to India or I get a full-time job, So I wanted to stay here longer. So they applied for my visa, I think. Same company had another company in fundraising and motivation speaking, right? So I stayed with them 37 years.
Right.
So my 40-year career has been with one company.
Wow.
And my stocks went from $1 to $6,700.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And I just retired in 2015, so 6 years back only. I retired literally because I will work only 4 months in a year. Almost 37 years. 4 months in a year.
So what were you doing the other 8 months?
8 months, a lot of fun things and and real estate and all that. And then I had a team who will make my appointments, take care of my clients and all that. But my motivation speaking is what I was good at. So I'll just do those, that's all. Boom, 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 boom.
So cool.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And a lot of people don't know, But no, that was it, I was just telling God, I said, God was preparing me to be a good presenter, I guess, to raise thousands of dollars. Now I raise millions of dollars. That's all difference is, But making the life
same skill.
That is similar skill, yeah.
Right. That's so awesome.
But no, you asked me some questions. You took me back so many years back.
That's what we wanted.
Man.
About the book selling days. But I still have those certificates. They are the most important in my mind. Who I am today is because the 80-hour weeks. I still have 3 years, and then the business stuff, Mandate Award, the gold coin they gave me or whatever, I still have those. Success coin they called it. So my foundation, pivotal, like you said, injection. I think that was it. And I boxed my engineering in a box, never repented.
Never touched it.
Never touched it. I spent 5 years learning it. Worked for Luxembourg Reliance Group for 9 months or 10 months, I think. I resigned when I got the visa. And my passport is separate. Visa, I got denied for 1.5 years. In India, they said, no, you will not come back. They were right. But I kept on trying. When we went to Bombay, I kept on saying, why you don't want me to get education? And, I got recommendation letters from all these companies that they will hire me back and all that. So I figured every which way to get me the visa.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, just getting a visa here is like the hardest challenge.
Hardest.
Feel lucky I was born here.
I know,
so lucky.
That was a great way to finish it.
Yeah, no.
Tried to go on it. The bite. We found the bite.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Lastly, what did my mom say?
Huh? What'd you say?
What did my mom say?
Yeah.
Yeah, come.
Oh, good.
You're coming with us?
We'll be here like 6 or 7. Yeah.
Oh, good. So maybe, guess what? I'm going to change my meeting from 2 o'clock.
All right.
I'll just tell them. So I'm going to drive you,
can
darling.
do that.
I'll spend time with
I
you all
love it.
over
You
there.
can do that.
What are you going to do there?
Oh, I'll just drop you,
hang out.
hang out a little bit, and then I'll come back. Let's do it.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
No, are you
You don't have
invited?
to, we can drive, so.
No, are you invited, darling? Are you invited?
I am invited.
Invited, of course.
I just invite. I got myself
I
invited.
want to know this. What Aloha Shaan companies do you buy from?
Oh, Tommy
Bahama?
Tommy Bahamas.
Yeah, that's the main
My
one.
favorite.
Yeah.
Robert. What's that? Robert?
Cavallo?
No. Darling?
Robert Graham.
Robert Graham. I love his shirts. Yeah.
Until you
Majority of them.
wear one of mine, then it's gonna be over.
Darling, you don't invite yourself to somebody's
No, no,
house.
no.
Bubbly has invited me from the last 2 days.
Oh no, I'm already fed everything.
No, it's totally. It's
I'll
like
just come
no,
there.
I went to
No
his place this
sweat.
morning. It's like a
There's
lobby
like
in
10
a
people
hotel
there,
room
yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's like,
Rush
Let
me.
have
I'm trying to
fun.
get checked in.
Oh, John,
I can't get it.
I just don't want you to be bored. You might get bored, but you're totally invited.
I'll spend 1 hour and come back.
Hit the waist.
Bossy, don't.
So then
why
I will
are you
spend 1 hour. Then I will spend 1
No,
hour.
no.
Then how would I
I'll come back and get you, darling. I'll just, go and meet my friend somewhere in Wonder Creek. I don't know who my friend, but
I'll make a friend and then I'll meet them.
I know.
I'm gonna.
Her reaction was too good. She was like, "What are you talking about?"
I'll go shopping.
He doesn't let me go to Costco. Just like that. Just
I'll
like
go
that.
shopping, buy some more Tommy Bahamas, Wonder Creek.
Yeah, there you go.
It's time to spend money.
When I say
We'll have
It's all
fun.
about what you.
I have to sneak out, so he doesn't
Join.
No. He says I will be, and then he never joins me because he's so busy,
gets
right?
stuck, yeah.
Okay,
Darling,
take your laptop. Then
I'm a
you won't-
different man.
I know, darling.
It's turned into an interview.
Darling.
Yeah,
What's the
we got the
podcast
camera.
called?
Look at the
My first
camera.
billion.
My first billion. Look where he's sitting. He's in the middle.
I'm telling you,
We just got interviewed.
I am so happy
That's so cool.
that you guys came, really. And this whole recording is at your disposal.
Yeah, no, so I-
I'll be sending it.
I love it because I tell Shaan like how I go about my day too, and so I wake up in the morning. I know what I want.
Yes.
I picture it from the end. All I saw was smiling faces. That happened.
Mm-hmm.
This happened. The coffee with the butter. It's all so real to me. I love it, and this is where I live from. And so like I knew I wanted to have this. I didn't want to have a good experience. I wanted to have a great experience, but I think we went beyond that.
Oh,
And so I appreciate you taking the time. I know it's an investment.
no.
But that was a lot of fun.
Well, the funny thing
And
is,
I was pro.
when we came, we didn't talk about, what are we gonna like? What are you gonna say to my uncle? What are we gonna do? We didn't say why we want to. I want to meet the guy. Sounds awesome. I want to meet them. Okay, cool. We didn't. So he's probably the only person that would just come without saying, well, what are we gonna? What's
I don't like to do that.
And then
Yeah,
on your side also, you didn't ask, well, why do you want to come? What do you want to? Is there what's the context? You were just like,
Exactly,
great, let's do it.
exactly.
You two are probably the only people that wouldn't ask any follow-up question.
That's how I like to
Just
live.
say yes and then let's do it.
Yeah.
When there was no pandemic,
That's so
every 3 days in a week, I was entertaining people. 3
Over
days
here?
in a week. Yeah.
Literally?
We have a salad together, we sit down,
Oh
and
yeah.
I
People
enjoyed
are flying
Right.
from places.
And I was
That's
missing
fun.
it so much when
I know,
nobody
I
can
know.
see
Well,
each
we're about
other.
to start again.
3 times a week. People are coming from New York, people are coming
all
from
over.
Michigan,
They
you
give
know.
$30,000
Yeah,
to
yeah.
teach them skill.
Yeah.
40,000.
Yeah.
And then it's on, to
Yeah.
I gotta raise my prices.
I know, you got
My
it.
first course is $400.
Consulting, I know. Yeah. No, it's
No,
funny.
we were talking about that too. The hourly rate. That
You got it. Do it.
$500. That's like.
I was telling him that the guy Naval, who I like to listen to, I
Me
should do
too.
this stuff.
Yes.
He has this one of his tools where he says, when I was really young, I set an absurd hourly rate, and I recommend everybody do this. He said, I set my aspirational hourly rate as $5,000 an hour. He's like, at the time I wasn't making any money, but I set that as my hourly rate so that I would basically treat my time like gold.
I love
And
it.
so then he's like, my friends would say, oh, you have this thing you're supposed to go return. Why don't you go do the errand? It's $20, you get it back. He's like, well, that thing will take me half an hour or an hour. That's $2,500. Like, I'm not gonna spend half an hour.
It's not
He's like,
worth it.
so people thought I was so
Such a
wasteful.
shit.
They thought I was such a lazy guy. He's like, no, I was just focused on
I love
this. And so then he's
Love
like,
it.
because of that, then I only looked for opportunities that were of a certain thing. So he says, I really advise you, pick an hourly rate that seems crazy to you
Love
and
it.
set that as your hourly rate.
Love it. Because the thing is, see, people don't realize. We say we work 8 hours, 10 hours, right? We don't.
Yeah.
We don't. Literally, working is visioning, goal setting. Doing all that thing. But clients, time with the customers, time
Imagine,
with the
yeah.
clients, helping them think through. That's the time, which is maybe 2 hours a day.
Right.
Literally, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't believe they can make what they do in 9 hours. They can make in 2.
Yeah.
And then this is something that when I experienced, I was like, oh my gosh, people gotta know this.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, wow, this is possible. So you step into possibility and I have a problem.
Yeah.
A lot of people were so good. And I've been there, done that, where I'm so good at problems.
Yeah.
Finding problems, making them, and then I got more of it versus, the problem was actually pointing me through that law of reversibility, was pointing me to the possibility. Right?
Wow.
And whenever you were ready, like you could be all about possibility.
That's right.
And I don't have to go through a problem to find what's possible or find that solution. I can just aim right at the solution and be done with it and save 8 hours. Like I tell him, this guy gets it done in 1 hour, the average person, 10 hours or
Totally.
2 weeks.
Totally.
Why can't you be that? I love like Neville Goddard, maybe you can look into his lectures are amazing, but I was listening to a piece yesterday, I shared it with Shaan today, but he says you need to deny the evidence of your senses and continue to be that which you desire to be. And that's where we make that shift. But people will bail on that because the physical reality has more of an investment than the internal.
So true.
Right?
So
it's not even so much about, again, this positive, negative pull. It's about inner and outer being, right? So the physical reality is far more dominant than the belief within that. Okay, I may not have manifested it yet, but I know it's not. And you can celebrate that today. And then at the appointed hour, it will be yours, but people bail on that.
Yeah.
They just can't take it. It's not happening fast enough. So it's not even about, does this work? That which I'm assuming to be. But they just give up.
Are you done with the salad, darling?
100, yeah. The good
So
thing
yummy.
I talk about is, to be enthusiastic, you gotta act enthusiastic, right? I mean, that's what physical. I mean, you gotta just say that. I am already feeling it.
Yeah, feel it real. Yeah.
And we can get so much done in our life if we just get focused and motivated. I mean, enthusiastic about everything. And people take it better.
Oh yeah, and the beautiful thing too is this is like the side effect of the side effect. Less doctor visits.
Totally.
Amazing body. Right? Like all these things will flow from just that one action. So I don't have to, like in one thing I do, it takes care of 20.
So true.
Versus the 20 things I do, I have to do one thing done. Right?
Yeah.
This is the physical reality people live in.
So
and they just don't dominate it with their inner senses. Like I can speak physically, but this is my mind in action.
Right.
Once I give speech to it, right? So it's this inner conversation, this inner hearing. What am I hearing daily? And then I get frustrated with my wife.
Sure.
Because I've been hearing like, it's not happening fast enough and I don't have time for this. Like I have this inner dialogue. So as one becomes more familiar with that, they realize, man, this is a lot of fun. To discover more of what I am and who I am, so I can be aware of what I'm doing every day. To the people I love, and to these businesses that I run, and to the experiences I want to continue to have. It's not a struggle, but people think they need to struggle to make it.
See, that's the thing. I think
That's an
what you
old
just
model
said
and
is-
methodology. And we're like, new model. Let's create a whole different, easy, fun, and speedy. That's what we're like, let's do
Easy,
that.
fun, and speedy.
yeah,
I like
that's
that.
what he says.
Yeah,
I like
we share
that.
And we encourage that. Like he'll check me, I'll check him, but this is that's why you need to have people around you that
The
speak
right
that language.
kind of people,
Yeah. And you can do more, and facilitate more,
So true.
and in return, touch more and serve more. Like, it's
Fabulous.
so
We should start a little mastermind. Now Sam is moved to Austin.
Sam's in
I know.
Austin, yeah.
Who else over here would be good to mastermind you, me, and
There's at least one other person, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I know one other,
yeah.
yeah.
We should, huh? Let's do it. And we get together once a month,
Yeah.
whatever,
Now my hourly though is a little.
Mine is too. It's up there.
Sean,
We'll
all the
give
people that
Sean the
come
bill.
to our house, they are in 30s.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any older person.
Will you believe
That's
it?
good.
He's
Hang
all-
around who you want to be around.
Exactly.
My
Hang around
senior
with what you
living
want,
partner who's built 400 million
Yeah.
in his business, he's 37.
Right.
They are all Neil's age.
From Pakistan, really. And he's going bonkers, right? My other guy,
yeah,
Anshu
bonkers.
Bansal, I want you to meet. He took his unicorn and sold it at NASDAQ for 300 million. Now
100
he's
million,
building.
100
Huh?
100 million.
No, 100 is 300 million now.
Acha, acha.
Yeah. If he stayed on, he still has shares in it, but then he's got his own VC. So I've been investing with him,
Right.
and he's buying this. We just did a VC thing, and it's going to an IPO right now.
Wow.
So he's got real brain. Now he's building cloud defense company. We got Atiq Raza. We got 4 or 5 billionaires on our board now, and I'm in the seed round with him. he raised 1.2 million, darling. We put 200,000 out of that.
Right.
So we might make 20 million or 30 million out of
That's
that.
why I need 100,000.
But you know,
he
now
says-
we're getting older.
No, he says either it will be zero or
Hero or
That's
zero.
cool.
That's how
Hero or
startups are.
zero.
Startups are-
Startup start.
Alright.
But we are already getting orders now, big time. In 1 year, he's built the whole program.
Right.
So anyway, no, continue saying, you know, young people,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just have affinity, you know, because I believe in my mind, if I'm around young people, that's why I want to associate with you guys. That's going to keep me young.
Right.
See, that's the thing.
That's what we came to do. We want to be enthusiastic. Let's go to the.
Boy, what moisturizer do you look wearing now? It looks good.
You know, people who
Both of
It's
you
the
look
Nivea
so-
cream. Nivea cream.
That's not even the best.
Nivea cream.
people who comes in 40 plus and
Looks
he
so
says,
good.
we don't have energy like you have. We
Yeah.
don't have that energy.
No, seriously, I have
He says, I
girlfriends
need to
that are
take a
like,
nap. I'm so
that are just
exhausted.
like,
Remember,
are
Bo
you
was saying,
90? I can't get out of bed. You know, and I tell them, I say, you can't get out of bed because you're not excited.
Take me there then.
Yeah, yeah, you need a little. Here, I'm gonna give you a vaccine. Spend 30
you know,
minutes with this
Shaan,
guy.
what's Sanjeev?
Yeah.
He used to, that time, you know, you didn't come in the picture. He used to come to me and he used to say, Kanchan auntie, I get so tired, but Vinod doesn't get tired.
So he's still working and he's playing.
I was coaching
Yeah.
his sales teams actually. 4 months I went there, right? Sanjeev's coach team in Modesto, I think
Yeah.
I used to go.
Nice.
He says, Uncle, you gotta come. You gotta motivate, you know. So it was a lot of fun. Sanjeev and I go way back. I really enjoy, you know, who he is and how he's risen
Yeah.
from bankruptcy all the way to so much success and all that. And same day, I mean, you're gonna be multi-billionaire. I know.
I just need the
I know
bankruptcy
you
first,
will be.
and then.
No.
No, that's
Skip that one.
That's all about hacking it and just.
Vinod told me
Diving.
when you were in high school, he said Shaan is going to go places. He
Oh,
told
yeah.
me
Oh, yeah.
that when then you were
I knew it. I
17.
knew it.
You were,
I knew
but
it.
how old were you? 17,
Yeah.
16?
17.
I said,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the guy who's so passionate and the way you delivery and see
Yeah, yeah,
in
it's
life,
exceptional.
Yeah.
if you can really move people,
Yeah.
you got it made.
You
Because
move me,
you're
I'm
doing that
telling
Zig
you.
Ziglar thing.
When I listen
Help
to
them
your
get big.
podcast, I just want to
Literally.
listen to your voice.
You know, that's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
That's what Monika told me.
Real and
You had an
Monica.
inner voice. He had the inner voice. We were talking about
Yeah.
it where he's like, oh no. And I said, yeah, that'll be
Monica
good.
is so impressed by Shaan.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
She's- and-
I'm hooked on to it. You know,
Yeah.
Neil just texted. He said, Dad,
I mentioned
Shaan
you in one of the-
shouted, yeah, a shout out for you. I said, really? Okay, man. You know, but
Well,
then,
I was telling the story. I was like, yeah, my uncle, he's got a course, blah blah blah. And then Sam goes, he goes, what's his name? And I go, you don't know him. Like, if I tell you, like he was like, your uncle, which one? What's his name? I was like, you haven't met him. Actually, you may have met Sam. Actually,
I
at
haven't
WrestleCon.
met him.
So that's why he was
Yeah.
asking. But at the time, I was like, if I tell you his name, you're not gonna know. Like, oh. Well, I can tell you all my uncle's names. You wouldn't know which one is which. But now I realize you actually went to his
I
conference.
did,
so
I
maybe
did.
would've
You
known.
took me there.
Yeah, I know, I know.
loved it. You know, and we had so much fun. Monika came there too. And we even with Sully.
Yeah,
Sully.
Sully,
We had lunch together.
That's right, yeah.
And everything. And then you invited me for the dinner also that evening. And Sam's and his wife was there.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember.
right.
Yep. I remember all those
So
good
cool,
things. Yeah. No, that's awesome. So you were talking about some course or something?
We were talking about business of courses. 'Cause I
Okay.
launched a course, or I'm launching a course next month.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. This is a writing one. Basically,
wonderful.
how to write in a way that actually moves people, like gives people
Oh,
to do
that's
things.
Hold
easy.
on.
That's
I want to
easy.
buy it.
All right.
Here's my
I got
check.
the coupon code. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I want to buy.
So I'm making the course
Pay
right
10
now.
times the money. Yeah, I don't want to buy it
Okay,
at
yeah,
same
okay.
price. I'm going to pay 10 times.
There you go.
That's what I told my attorney. My attorney
more
loves
customers
me.
like you.
My attorney, literally. I got to talk about it. I'm recording this,
when,
right?
When this comes, you know, the gardener comes, that's all. You know, he charges literally.
I love that.
He literally charges $2,000 for putting it. And I was saying, this is too much. He says, that's it? He's been like this from 1980 when I got married.
But that's the key, because a lot of people say, oh, if you have money, okay, it's easy for you have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But if you've been this way for like 30 years, 40 years,
40 years.
when you didn't have the money, then how did you do it?
When I had no money, I bought shoes worth $750
$750.
shoe.
Yeah.
Kanchan didn't say anything. I said, honey, I love this shoe. I have to buy it. You know, I mean, then I was making very little money. But anyway, no, the thing I was going to mention was about my attorney. I met him only 4 times in 14 years, belly to belly. But then he billed me 11 years back, I think, $3,995 or something like that. I said, Milton, you put a lot more work, man. I crossed off that, put 7,000. Nice. I said, bill me, rebill me 7,000. You know what? He's been with me.
Yeah,
he's
he'll love you
taking care
forever.
of my
Yeah.
business.
You gave him an experience.
Oh my
Yeah, that is
gosh.
beautiful.
He takes care of all my contracts.
Yeah.
I never get a bill from him. But you know, buying and selling, I ask him to charge me 10,000, 15,000, whatever, you know. And then
Oh,
that's
you're
it.
his dream client.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's
you
a
know?
dream client of everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when people imagine, like, man, I want my business to go a certain way. You're that guy.
Oh my gosh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
like you're the guy they want
I
to
feel
do
like,
business
you know,
with.
because why
Be that.
not? Why not?
That's more
See,
fun.
when people are contributing, and that's how you engage people. Because if they're feeling respected, if they're feeling dignified, if they're feeling that, you know, they are making a difference in your business. Now, where we are today, I don't have to read any contract. I mean, what he tells me is real, and I just sign it.
Yeah.
You know, it's 100 pages long, 80 pages, and I don't need to worry about it. You know,
Exactly.
that's how
Right.
it is. And the same thing with my loan brokers and my brokers like that. Because, and clients too, right? I mean, we have now 400 some clients, you know, investors from one investor who have millions of dollars with us, you know, giving us.
And some of them has written, we will never see anybody like you.
Yeah.
And we will never meet
That's
anybody
what
who's
you want.
We get a lot
Yeah,
of good
yeah,
comments. A lot of good comments. That's interesting.
It's special.
But you know, I think syndication world, which is my world, by the way, that's my other book, by the way. You want one?
I mean, whatever. I'll put it in the bathroom.
Okay, sure. You know, that
I
is
love
where
the
my
diamond.
success has come. It's by pooling money together from all the relatives, not really relatives, zero money from relatives at this time, and which we've been keeping it. And none of my friends, close friends, know what I do. So I just built my business in a faraway place, and all my clients are they're Indians, a lot of them are Indians, but they don't interact with me on a daily basis or even yearly basis, right? But so this way, you know, I just wanted it separate kind of thing. Anyway, no, but the thing is, I don't know what I was going to say.
I think you take a breath.
Take a breath.
Take a breath.
No, darling, you said something. Oh, the comments and all that, right?
Take a
You know?
breath.
Yeah.
I
No,
keep on reminding him, come sit down 5 minutes and relax and then go. And he says, what?
Can
I'm
you
not
say-
tired.
I know, and she says, take
It's
a
a
nap.
beautiful part.
I said, if I take a nap, no, I can't sleep till 1 in the morning. And my clock opens me up at 4:30. What should I do? You know, so that's I don't take those siestas. But no, okay, anyway, we were talking about, you know,
Oh, I
clients.
said, just breathe.
I mean, you know, you got to really see. People are listening to me on the podcast and saying, I want to put $500,000 with you. I said, what? You don't even know me. But he says, Vinney, no, we heard your whole thing, 35, 40 minutes podcast and this and that. You were genuine. No. I was going to say this world is a better place because of syndication world. That's what it was, darling, right? So syndication is SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission rules, and that's the watchdog for people like me and other syndicators to be true to their investors and be transparent and be honest and have the integrity and make sure you are taking care of their money better than your money. So that's the world of syndication. And there is 36 trillion, hold on, $1 trillion in retirement funds in USA alone. 36 trillion. And for people to diversify, you know, going to stock market, precious metals, crypto, big time, right there. You know, all these, but real estate is one vehicle that can give you so many tax breaks and leverage and economies of scale, and you can increase your, the net worth, I think, several X times, you know, every 2 years, 3 years, literally. just because how it moves up, right? So anyway, syndication is the one which I teach, and I want everybody to learn, is that because that has been the wealth building formula for a lot of people. Because you could buy with your limited money. If we were to buy our own single family homes and all that, we wouldn't be in this house, darling. We wouldn't be, literally. But because we took that step 14 years back.
I was happy in that house too.
I know we were happy. We were. We still own it, But the thing is, I think it's again passion. We didn't know if we move into a country club or not. But we did look at our friends coming in and out. In the back of my mind, I had a goal. God, gave us and so forth. So be thankful. I think that's what I do in the morning. I be thankful. Gratitude, thankful, is very, very important. And then, at night time, be thankful, great day.
Yes. It is what we talk about too, is how you're going to bed.
Yes, it's so important. So important.
Because it invests in the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're constantly thinking everything I'm doing is investing and what I'm giving into whatever it is, life or death, I have to understand I'm either investing or spending.
You know what? I'm glad you said it. See, it's the deposits in the bank. How could you get the money out? If you don't put the deposits, there is no money to take out. Same thing with love and family and everything, right? You got to put in big amounts with everybody in life, right? Team members, others. We love our team members. At the peak, we had 135 people full time working for me, right? Working for us, team members, right? Full time in all these properties and all that. But they love the culture. They love to put a schedule.
They want to work for that company.
And they call us. They say, we want to be with Moneo. We want to be with your company.
Yeah, some of them said you just retire when you sell the. We cannot work for anybody after working with me.
That's cool. See, that's an experience. So you literally just shifted those folks. Even when I would listen to my friends when they would get a new job, and then how they would talk about it, and then I think, man, if I was a business owner, I'm like, I wouldn't want my employee going through this experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks, right? Like, they're not even speaking highly. They just got the job and they barely. Now it's just about the paycheck. Everything is forced.
See, when it's the paycheck, then it's just the.
But some companies are okay with that.
Yeah.
As they grow, they don't mind that the culture gets diluted, the experience gets diluted.
They're trying to do the minimum.
They do.
So and there's no reward in that because long term you just become like a corporatized entity versus something really special that every day is a great.
Sometimes I wonder.
I think I did not think Monika will do so well with the employees.
Yeah.
The employees are like her best friends now.
Right.
I mean, she's so good with the employees.
She's better than
If only she could love her age.
She's better than me. She's better than me, really.
Yeah, she's really
so focused. She gets things done.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm a more, touchy-feely guy, which she's there with too, but I think the decisions she makes and the analysis she does, it's out of this world. And she's very pointed, so that really...
Yeah, he says, Daddy, can you take a break so I can just focus? We stay focused.
She cuts me down in the meetings. CEO getting reprimanded with the daughter. It's okay, I just laugh it up. And employees know that, our team members, we never say employees, we love that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what an experience,
so cool,
Jay.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, buddy.
This is what I
present to you.
It's John Alexander, but everybody calls me Jay.
Alexandra, okay.
Oh,
Very
John
nice.
Alexander. Dear Shaan, that's for
So your
Shaan.
family is your parents and they're here?
In Hawaii and all that.
Oh,
and,
Hawaii, what part? What part?
The island of Oahu.
Oh.
See,
What did I write? I said,
You
to
said,
dear Jay.
Jay.
I didn't even know you.
So glad to meet you. Thanks for making this. Thanks for
Making this work.
this world a fit
fit.
and a happy place. See, he went to the end, you see?
Yeah.
He didn't wait to, this is what I'm talking about, living from the end.
Yeah.
Getting out of the middle of life. Know your desire, move into the fulfillment of it, and then live from that every single day until it manifests. Because you know it's yours. You're here to have these experiences. God gave us this ability, but we forget. So we need people in our lives to help us remember. And it's that easy. This is going to be a great book to read.
Oh, thank you.
Chapter 4, taking massive action. Doers and marchers,
Yes.
See, you didn't read that Bible, but I did. And the Bible says, be a doer of the word.
Yeah.
You are
We
doer
must
of
be
the word.
doers, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that, huh? You know, I love the Aloha shirts.
Oh, you do?
I want to see you put one of the suits on, but with the floral under it. That would be popping.
Yeah, I will.
That would
Actually,
be
I
cool.
did do that.
That's a cool look.
I would love to give you the other book too. I don't know if you want to read
Yeah,
that.
this is a short
John,
read.
you have his books?
Yeah, I don't have the new one.
Yeah.
I don't have the new one. I have the syndication one.
Vinney, smile. He lived from the end with that little write-up.
Oh, it's already signed?
It's already signed, so he already. That's why this went that way.
When did you sign it?
Sean, yours
He already
too,
knew
ready? Yeah.
It's mine?
I did, yeah. I signed it beforehand. So this is my other book.
Yeah, apartment. Oh, this is that
Yeah, this is the
syndication you were talking
apartment.
about.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Do you know, like you're the guy I saw in the like. Let's say I saw somebody like this at the bookstore. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? And then even if you read it, you're like, I couldn't make sense of it. Now I can digest this stuff. Limiting beliefs, yo.
Sean, I read his book in the plane. He gave me.
This one? Or the...
No, yeah.
The first
just
one.
on the and I was going to Deepaji house. You know when Madhu was very sick. I mean Deepaji was sick. Madhu was sick. Your mom went first. I went second. And I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
The first one.
I read the first kind of like third of this, and I was like,
Vita?
then I think I asked you, I was like, how did you write this? Because it's really well written.
Yeah.
I think you said you dictated it. You
Yes.
basically-
Yeah.
he
I'm
just
not a good
spoke-
writer.
He just
I'm not
spoke
either.
it, and then he had a ghostwriter take the recordings of what he was saying.
Yes,
And
yes.
turned it into a book.
Yes.
Because most people sit like for 10 years being like, I wish I could write a book. I don't have the time. It would take me 2 years to write a book.
He's a man of action.
I feel like you did it.
Yeah, as I saw in
Did I tell you we
chapter
bought
4,
the
I think it
apartment?
was. Take massive action.
We bought the condo in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Monica liked it. We said done.
I have this one already.
Oh, you do
I
have
did
it.
this.
Oh, good.
So awesome. This is special.
Oh.
I look at the dress. I say, no, let me look around somewhere else.
Right.
I just, it takes me even to buy dress. It takes me time.
Most people, I think that's
I just go for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know
that's
what you
the
want.
way to life.
And you know, that-
you
that's-
you gotta
that's
live
the
the
key.
experience, right?
Yeah, and you gotta
I
just
like
know what
that.
you want, right?
Yeah.
Like you wake up, know what you want, right?
Surely. It's been a wonderful time
Right.
with Shaan right there, and with Jay over here,
Aloha.
and with Kanchan over
Yeah,
here.
the chef,
You
the
probably
chef.
heard her, my lovely wife for 41 years. I just love her to death, and not to death, but to live. This is Vinney signing off, right? Let's just say like this. Shoo!